It was 1903, and Chicago's newest playhouse had opened, the Iroquois Theater. There was a matinee performance scheduled of Mr. Bluebeard, and an unthinkable tragedy was about to occur. That brings us to the final resting place of Blanche Nelms at the West Union Street Cemetery in Athens, Ohio, where we are today. Blanche was originally from Athens but had married Louis Nelms and moved to Chicago. Louis was a salesman, and it appears that work took him there. So a day at the new theater was to be a reprieve from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Everything was going as planned in the new theater until the unthinkable occurred: fire. It was December 30th, 1903, and the performance had attracted 1,700 people. What started as a fun day at the theater would make history in a most unfortunate way. As a matter of fact, this tragedy would be the single deadliest building disaster in American history, until it was surpassed on September 11, 2001. Boastful claims would say that it was absolutely fireproof. This arrogance would lead to a tragic loss of life. It was said that around 3:15, a faulty lamp ignited some curtains, and despite the efforts to keep the crowd calm while the issue was dealt with, mass panic spread across the auditorium, which led to a mad dash towards the exits. Unbelievably, some of the escapes were locked, some were so hidden that they couldn't be found. It was said that hundreds of people were crushed and trampled. Some that were trapped by the fire would jump to their deaths. The safety curtain, which was designed to help contain fires, was either not working or not installed. It was widespread panic and pandemonium. But what about Blanche Nelms? What happened to her? There was a fire escape on the second floor. It was designed to be lowered in case of an emergency. Blanche, along with other panicked patrons, headed towards that door. The mechanism was designed to be raised and lowered to allow traffic to pass. It was designed to remain in the up position, and in the icy Chicago winters, the mechanism was frozen and could not be lowered. Through the door leading to the mechanism was a platform approximately 20 feet off the ground, with people pushing towards the door. Others on the platform were either forced to jump or to be crushed. Blanche Nelms found herself on the platform. The rush of the crowd knocked her off to the alley below. Unfortunately, the alley had no stairs, and she was trapped. Keep in mind, this wasn't a dark, isolated alley of safety. Flames were all around and pouring out of the consumed building. We don't know how she managed to even be rescued or how rescuers found her, but they did, and she was taken to the hospital with burns and trauma. Doctors realized very quickly that there was nothing that they could do. Living nearby, she was released into the care of her family. She would live 10 days after the fire. It was said that she would hallucinate and spent those days in excruciating pain. She had severe burns. It was said that during times of being coherent, she would explain that she had tried to shield the flame with her hat. On January 9th, 1904, Blanche would succumb to her injuries. And now we are here in Athens, Ohio at the West Union Street Cemetery to pay our respects to Blanche Nelms. There are a few things that I want to go over, with one glaring question. Who was with her at the theater? One would assume her husband, but his name is not connected to the incident at all. Because she passed 10 days after the fire, her death was covered by newspapers more than the other victims. In all of the articles, her companion that day was never mentioned, so we simply don't know. Theater manager Will Davis was arrested in 1904 for criminal neglect. He would be acquitted. Although the inside was destroyed, the outside was not harmed, and the theater was reopened 9 months later. It was eventually demolished in 1925. The Nederlander Theater in Chicago now stands in its place. I could not find any details regarding her husband Louis after the tragedy. If you like cemetery and history videos, please subscribe to my channel and join me. Another video of mine will be on the screen soon. Please check it out. Once again, from West Union Street Cemetery in Athens, Ohio, I will see you again soon.